Come follow the brick wall. It's your girl Eva Kyle, and I'm ready to eat. Hey, who ready to eat with me? Who ready to come bread with me? Let's break bread. Come break bread with me. Let's break bread. We about to eat this food and get fed. Come break bread with me. Let's break bread. Now bow your head, hey, cause we gotta say the grace, cause we about to eat. We about to eat. I can't wait to eat. Let's eat, big girls. Are you ready to eat? Come eat with me and let's talk. I want to get all in your business. What you gotta say? What you gotta say? I'm ready to laugh and I'm ready to play. Come on and break bread with your girl Eva Kyle. Let's break bread. What's going on? I am your host Eva, and I am here today with FOA. As you can see, they did not bring me any food because they don't watch the show. They just seen a post and wanted to come on. Ain't that right?
Yep.
Dre. Dre.
Yeah. We had food, but next show we'll supply the food.
Okay. So we're going to start down here with our lovely queen. Can you just tell us your name and tell us a little bit about you?
Okay. My name is Cynthia Garrett, but they call me Cece. I am the Lady Vice President of the Bar Club. I am a mother of about to be 3.
Go girl.
All I do is work and go home and have fun with the Bar Club.
What kind of work you do?
Work at Arby's.
Okay, girl. Oh, I love me some Arby's. I'll be to see you. Oh, maybe not.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I'll be able to see you, girl. What about you, big fella?
I'm Dorsell. Call me D. Barber.
Dorsell.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dorsell.
Yeah, call me D. Barber. I cut hair. Don't do much anything else. Hang out with the car club, go to the house. That's about it.
Okay. Dorsell. What about you?
My name is
Mr. No
Andre.
Food.
My name is Andre. They call me Dre. I'm CEO of the car club. I work. Stay home with the kids.
What kind of work you do, Andre?
Work how to work.
Okay.
If you're looking for a job, we hire. Come see me. I'll get you on.
Hey, come see my guy, Mr. No Food. Now, can y'all tell me about the car club? Don't be laughing at me. Tell me something about the car club. What do FOA stand for, and what do y'all stand for as car club in the community?
FOA stands for Family Overall.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we believe in being very family oriented. We do a lot of things with the community. As far as we just fed the homeless, we have a back to school drive coming up. We need your help and all that good stuff with that.
Tell me about the back to school drive.
Oh, well, we'll be helping supply a bunch of kids with, backpacks, things that go in your backpacks, folders, pencils, pencil holders, paper.
So what do y'all need? What do y'all need from the community? What do y'all need us to do?
Well, you can you don't have to drop off any money or anything, or
We are accepting donations.
we do accept donations on Cash App. But we have 2 locations that you can drop off the supplies to.
And what are those 2 locations? I'm gonna put a flyer at the end of the video so y'all.
The first one, I can't remember the address right offhand, but it's Cook's Printing on ML King. And the second location is Dream Institute on Broadway.
Okay.
The old club.
The old vibe.
The old bar. Yeah. That's where they do her. Is that Miss April?
Yes, that's where I work at.
Okay, that's where you cut her.
Right.
Okay. What about you, Miss CC? What do you do for your community?
Well, I'm Lady Vice President, but I'm like the kid person because everything I do, I'm mainly with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So like the kids will help out, we'll make signs or get posters and stuff so they can help us make signs like our memorial ride that we did for the girl kid who passed.
Mm-hmm.
Helped us with the signs and stuff. I'm mainly like a kid mama in the club, I'm there.
Gotcha.
Anything go down, I'm there. First aid kit, cooler, have everything in my car.
Gotcha. So when was FOA founded? And just let me know the motto, the principle. I'm trying to learn.
2017.
Talk to me.
Yes.
Talk to me. I'm trying to learn about FOA because I see y'all, I see y'all online, on Facebook. Y'all got a page
Yeah.
on
Family
Facebook.
of Wall Street Team. You can find us on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Just type in FOA Street Team. You will find us.
So what are the principles of FOA? What y'all stand for?
Family.
Man, I know that. Y'all got a motto?
Most of the family always family.
All right. Shoot. Somebody talk to me, honey. Y'all not gonna get on my channel being
What you
dry.
need?
What you need? Let me see y'all, give me some of that.
What? I got some sodas.
Okay.
I got some
I'm
sodas.
trying to learn about FOA. You know what I'm saying? What y'all out here doing? Are you a football coach too?
Oh, no.
No,
I am.
the other one.
Are you a football coach? So what are you doing with the coronavirus going on, right? We supposed to be social distancing. And y'all not 6 feet.
We ain't either.
Not
Or
this. We
y'all
don't
don't-
believe in
I
social
have my
distance.
mask.
Or y'all don't have masks. Okay?
I do.
So we about to do this back to school drive. Do y'all even think the kids going back to school?
Oh, they going back to school.
Probably not.
Get out of my house.
Probably not the usual date they go,
I hope
but
so.
they going back to school.
Right.
They gonna get out of my house. I'm telling you.
If they gotta go to Sunday school, Catholic school, whatever, they going back to school.
Man.
Let me tell you something. Dee the barber. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, man.
Since you're a barber, do you ever think about wanting to go cut the homeless hair for free? Do you do stuff like that?
I have.
Mhm.
I've done that a couple of times. I did a lot of it when I was in barber school. They gave out vouchers and whatnot for the homeless to come and get their hair cut.
That's
It was kind of how we learned how to cut hair, actually.
I never thought of that.
You only have
It was
rappers
kind of like we was practicing it, But if we didn't do how it should have been, then we'd have the instructor come help us out and fix it.
Got you.
So we wouldn't let them leave out looking all kind of crazy.
We got another member of the car club here. Do you want to come say hi, girl?
Hey girl, hey.
Just show your face.
And introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Chanel, Lady CEO of Family Overall. And I really just take up the slack that he don't do.
So now I heard you say like lady CEO and you said lady vice president. So is your mate the regular of
That's
that?
most of the time. Sometimes.
Our lady president is,
She was, but she not here.
yes.
Oh, okay. Hey Sheena, that's Sheena's a year older than me.
She said they got good friends.
Yeah, we are really good friends. I love Sheena. That's why I thought she was coming. That's why I wanted to know more about the FOA. I see her talk about it all the time. When I get my giveaway for the mothers, that's how I met you. But my brother used to date your sister. You don't remember that.
Oh, what's the name? What's the name?
We'll talk about that out camera.
Okay.
But this is back in the day. Look, you might not even know he's my brother, but we got the same mother. We came from the same womb.
Thursday.
And I just learned she was your sister on Facebook. I was like, what? Who knew that was-
Small world, ain't it?
Look at everybody looking.
You're twin.
We waiting.
Let's go with the J, but we gonna say that after the show.
Might start with a T.
Oh, man.
Didn't know. She gotta be older than you.
My twin.
No.
Oh!
She older
From the same womb.
By a couple
Really?
minutes. She came 2 minutes after her.
That's
so-
crazy. Steph, you don't even know. My goodness. Okay, talk to me, y'all. What's our time? Miss Krishana has the camera today because I forgot my stand. Shout out to Jabari. He let us use his studio because my studio is not big enough.
I know, and I had no half of your gas, I think.
And you forgot the food.
Yeah, he forgot the food. So look,
See, you from Czech.
Huh?
You from Czech, right?
Yeah.
Because y'all don't know is his granny, we grew up in the same church, and that's how I know him. And his granny played no games.
No game.
She used to make them do push-ups in the middle of service if they start acting up.
Like, I got you 50 push-ups.
And she used to be over the youth when we was little, and she used to make us go out because it was a project right across the street from the church we
East
grew
Lake.
up in. And she used to make us go out there, and she used to we used to have block parties and stuff. And his granny used to get us out there. She used to be crunk at everything.
Well, actually, that's not my granny.
That's your
my
mama. Yes, your mama.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
My granny daddy too.
So I mean, it's crazy that you're doing the same thing that you grew up doing.
Yeah, ain't
I
nothing
just
changed
think
but chicken
community
one.
service in East Lake when I lived in Chad.
Mhm.
Look, small world.
My old one.
And then our kids play sports together.
You and
you and Bob.
If your car dirty, we got car wash Saturday 11 to 5.
See, this what we
All
need to talk
events
about.
out on Magnolia.
That's
This
all
guy-
I make now, yeah, it's for the fundraising for the back.
You like your car clean, we like it dirty.
Not too bad.
Every year. I don't care how dirty it is, we'll wash it.
What's our time, Sean?
We had 10 minutes.
You like
18
it,
minutes?
clean, you like
10.
it dirty. I
10
like
minutes.
that.
Okay, yeah, we're doing good, we're doing good, we're doing good. So,
Your leg hurt. I know I'm heavy, baby.
they pay for stuff like this. What's going on over there?
Nothing?
We're gonna try to keep
I'm
it
divorced.
You divorced?
Yeah, 6 months divorced.
That's your wife?
No, about to be though.
Oh, now we about to got rid. This just turned us out early. I'm going to King. Talk to me.
October 3rd, get married.
2020.
2020.
2020. So you 6 months divorced. Now I love. Are you married?
The 6-month divorce part was a joke, but I'm actually getting married October 3rd this year.
Yeah. But you are getting divorced.
No, he
Never
was a joke.
I was divorced from the drugs now.
What?
Now I'm getting married.
I know it was getting good. So as a user or as a killer?
No, Lord.
The hell.
He was a healer.
Lord.
Okay, but let's get on the topic of love. Let's talk about you. Are you single, married?
That's her man right there.
Oh!
Alright.
Give him the president. I got it. I got it, y'all. I'm not smarter than the fifth grader sometimes. You know, it takes two and two, so.
Real brother ain't even smarter than themselves.
So, what you having, baby?
Oh boy.
So, your little king, your little prince.
Junior.
This your third.
28 days.
This your third child.
Oh no, his fourth, my third.
I said third, what? If I can go back.
So, are y'all married?
No.
What's the plans? Talk to me, king. What do you see? What's your picture? What's going on? How long y'all been dating? How many kids? What's the kids thing?
Okay, so-
Let's talk.
Here we go. We just started dating 15 minutes ago.
Oh,
15
Lord.
minutes. So that means
She got pregnant by the TV, but I'm gonna claim it as mine.
Oh, Lord.
See what I'm saying? But it's all good.
Are you here to talk or not, honey? Because I'm over at the hood, baby. I got things to do.
Right.
I'm trying to talk. What you trying to do?
I'm trying to talk.
Okay, so how long y'all been together? Come on, talk to me.
How long we been together?
Lord.
let me get you a rundown. They've been together like 9 months.
No, it's been a year. It'll be a year in August.
I was close.
Yeah.
Year in August.
Oh, you're in August. Okay, so is marriage in the future?
Yes.
Possibility.
Possibly. Okay, let's talk about the
Take one
current.
step at a time.
One step at a time, girl. I know that's right, but look,
One of my
if
legs hurt, so I can't walk that fast.
you're your king, look, you gotta lock that down because we have to protect our men. Do you see what's going on? Because now we're about to shift the subject. We done talked about family over everything, car club. Now it's time to talk about what's going on in the world, you know, with the police brutalities and how our black men and women are being treated. What's your thoughts on that?
Me being a mother of a son, I have a 2-year-old, and seeing it and seeing my brother shot and killed in front of me by police, like when I was 6, so it's it's not new to me, but seeing like the whole world go through it, I think now I feel my pain, and now I'm glad they want to start doing something about it.
Because that's something your family had to go through.
Yeah.
So say his name. Would you like to say your brother's name? Okay. Well, that's your choice. Thank you for sharing with us. What do you feel feeling about it?
It's nuts as far as seeing it happen over and over and over again. And nothing too much has changed. We go back and do the same march, hold hands, sing,
Flag
pray,
posters.
you know, the whole nine, and it never changes much. So now they're doing this whole burning down buildings and looting and all of this stuff. Not to say that they haven't done it before, but here recently it hasn't been one of the issues that's been brought up. But I see that as being like a way to get in somebody's pocket to make them listen. You know, because you haven't listened when we spoke. You haven't listened crying, singing, none of that, holding hands. The protest is just a bunch of black people standing on the side of the signs. That's basically how it's looked at, you know. So it's kind of like, now we're doing something that actually affects you. You're forced to listen.
Do you think that this tactic with the looting and the rioting, do you think that that's gonna work?
No.
No.
I don't believe that.
You don't think that?
I don't believe it'll work, but it's the reason I say that is because some places are doing it in their own community.
Okay.
So if you go to outside of your community to where I guess you say would be the other people's, the majority, I guess you could say, to their community and do the same thing, then yeah, they'd be forced to listen to what you got to say. They won't have anywhere else to go to shop or none of that, you know. And the people that own these stores, they'd be taking major losses, but of course they would have insurance to cover all that.
So what do y'all think as a whole that we can do that will make the majority listen, that will get us out of being oppressed? Well, I don't know.
That's a good question.
What we doing right now? If everybody actually paid attention to history, it's your patriotic duty. It calls you, the Constitution, to overthrow any government that oppresses you. And everything we're doing right now is the same thing they did to get free from Britain. They just don't see it because it's not their fight this time. So what you're doing right now is every step they took to be free. So how are we wrong?
Understood.
But what does freedom look like for us as African American, as black people? What does freedom look like?
No longer waiting for acceptance. And that means that our community needs to be mentally cleansed, because when you've been oppressed so long for generation to generation, it becomes a curse. So when they feel like this is something that our grandmamas dealt with, it is. So we had to grow up with that granny. How she said her brother had to deal with that, nobody really understood that for people like her, George's name means something so much more. And it is a thing that you're watching on TV over and over again, and that's the only way to stop it from being acceptable. Civil rights movement didn't change until they started tearing down our children. We had to make a conscious decision as a people to put our children in harm's way so the rest of the world can see it, just so we can go in their schools and hope that way they'll accept us. They won't accept us no matter how we come. So you need to take the people who for you and take them with you, and people who ain't, let them be about their business.
So let me ask y'all this, and Kashana behind the camera. Do you feel like we need to build up another Black Wall Street? We know in Black Wall Street it was thriving, but it was tore down, it was burnt to the ground, much like how they doing now.
It would have survived.
Black Wall Street.
It would have survived this generation because we would have rebuilt and we would have fought back.
Right.
See, they didn't have enough strength in them to rebuild, and
Or the money.
Yeah.
The strength or the money, because you have to understand who controls the
Yeah,
money.
but they were controlling the money, and that was the problem. See, America's problem isn't that they don't want us; it's that they realize they can't live without us. On history has shown you over and over again they're leeches. See, when you say America, they don't even consider you. They think that what you're doing is a terroristic act. They think you're going against America, and what they don't understand is, no, you're saying everything that you said is what we're trying to make you stand on it. Stand on your word, then. You said we was all equal, then stand on it. And then we won't even want to be equal, because equal don't mean equal.
Definitely. So what would equality look like?
See, that's the thing, though. Equal. If you sat down at a table and you had children of different ages, and you gave all of them a plate, and you put the exact same amount of food on the plate, you're going to have a child that's going to get up hungry. You'll have a child that's fed just right, and you're going to have a child that's over full. So when you talk about equality, what works for me is not going to work for you. And that reason why we haven't got where we supposed to is nobody else's fault but our own. Because the reason they were so scared of the Black Panther Party and why we were the only party to be a political threat is because they knew we could do it. So they took everything that they knew in us that they can tell us to break ourselves down. They gave us money. They gave us drugs. They gave us sex. They broke us down on the inside because they learned how to do that in slavery. They set this up. They set this up years before. They know that it's only so long we can hold out. Just like right now, when you stop shopping at these stores and stuff, who's going to lose out? When you stop shopping at Wendy's, how many of the owners actually visit Wendy's? How many of them employees are black?
It's the employees that's going to miss out.
Why do we have nothing set up? Because we're dependent on their unemployment. There is no systems in place. People don't even realize that WIC came from black people. That came from the Black Panther Party.
So did kindergarten, did you know that?
Yeah. It's the fact is, we've shown over and over again that we know how to survive on our own. They don't.
They don't like
They
it.
could have died out years ago.
They don't like it.
Indians kept them alive. They took their land. So what they're telling you is no matter how good you are to us, no matter what you give us, no matter how many deals we take from you, it will still never be enough. And so y'all saying family over everything, that really does matter because like I told my boyfriend today, we got kids and what we fighting for ain't even for us. And I don't think a lot of people think it's their issue, but what happens when your son going down the street and they don't care that he play football and he got family that care about him? Because they're not going to ask no questions. They're not going to take the time to get to know him. So when you fighting a fight and you feel like this ain't affected your family, you're a liar. You are in denial and you're the biggest problem we got. See, when you out here trying to make them understand you, you're a problem. Because they're not going to, they don't want to.
Right.
Your job is to fix yourself within your community. And if that means separating yourself, make them come to you. Because just being real, a lot of people don't believe in God, but even Jesus says in the Bible, I ain't for everybody, and I'm cool with that.
I don't think you said those words.
Yes, he did.
He said that.
No, he really did. He said, they said, Jesus, he was about to feed, it was right before the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. He was at a place and he had cast out demons into a pit to save the people. And they got scared and they didn't want him in the city. So they said his disciples were going to cuss them out. And Jesus said, no. He said, they don't want me here, then I need to pack up and leave. And they was like, we don't understand. He said, if they don't want me, then I need to leave. So he packed up everything and he left and went across the river and fed everybody over there who was waiting for that blessing. See, the problem is you hold on to bad relationships. It's time to let go. It's time to break up.
That's friendships, relationships.
This season in our life is teaching us when it's time to let go. And letting go don't necessarily, it's going to be the scariest thing we do, but it's going to be the best thing we do. For your children, for your people, for their people. Because right now, they really don't know. They really think they're right.
So with that statement, what do you think, because that's transitioning to this, when people say all lives matter versus Black lives matter.
Mm-hmm.
So what do y'all think about that whole argument? Like, I haven't seen Black people now post that all lives matter. And it's like, okay, of course we know everybody's lives matter. Mm-hmm. But right now we're talking about the Black people lives who are being shot down like dogs, just like we used to be lynched and hung from trees like strange fruit. Like, that's how that song got that name. So what do y'all think about the all lives matter versus Black lives matter argument?
Well, the Black Lives Matter versus the All Lives Matter, okay. I feel like the All Lives Matter thing doesn't really
Make no sense.
It really don't, because when has it not that white lives didn't matter? They're like, oh, we matter too. That's all we trying to say when we say Black Lives Matter. All we trying to say is we want to matter as well. We matter just like you matter. That's all we saying.
And when they say all lives matter, I feel like
They
they're just
comment
trying
what we
to
say.
get it off of us. Because we're saying Black lives matter, they want to say all lives matter just to change the subject.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to change the direction.
There are a few people out there with us to make it seem as if they're fighting with us,
But they really
but they're really not.
They're fighting against us.
a cover up.
Yeah. Put it that way.
That's different.
And I found a lot of them don't understand. They think that by saying all lives matter that they're helping. They don't know that they hurting.
Yeah.
Like they are so ignorant. Because I mean, just like a lot of stuff ain't taught in our house, who's sitting down in a white household telling you, okay, so when you go outside,
Right. They think they're spending with solidarity, but it's not.
and it's not, because in their mind they teach your kids, play fair, Billy.
See no color. I never understand why people say I don't see color. I need you to see how black I am. Like, I need you to see that.
How do you feel about Blue Lives Matter, Eva?
How do I feel about Blue Lives Matter? Well, police officers are people too.
But blue is a choice. You can take your uniform off. I can't take my skin off.
So what about black cops?
That's another thing.
Well, another choice.
Yeah.
We
They chose
choose to
to-
keep staying in, or do we really
They chose
police
to
our own
stay.
area?
And some say, some black cops say they saying to support their family, feed their family, that's the job that they have. They're not just gonna find another job like this and like that. But then again, if you're really for your people, then you know that we survive through anything, with or without a job.
Right, but just like how white people infiltrate everything, I feel like we need those people who's willing to sacrifice and infiltrate those institutions to try to make change. I'm not going to condemn a black person or a person, period, for being a police officer, because we do need police officers. We just need better training, sensitivity training. I mean, just the other day, this black guy was beating his girlfriend's butt in front of my children on my street. We needed the police to come and defuse that situation. You know what I'm saying? And domestic violence situations are one of the most dangerous, because when you're enraged and you love somebody, you're willing to kill everybody. You don't care. You'll kill a police officer. You'll kill yourself. You'll kill a kid because you're trying to hurt that one person as bad as they hurted you. So we definitely need police officers.
I'm not saying all of them, but it's some that's not for us, and it's some there that's for us.
Yeah, there's black cops that's not for us as well. You know, and yeah, I understand you do wake up in the morning, you put your drawers on the same way I do. You know what I'm saying? You put your shirt on, you put your hat, your belt with your gun on it and all that. The same way everybody else does. But, like they say, it's a choice. But when you're in that uniform, you looked at a different way than you looked at without that uniform on. You take that badge off, somebody looks at you different. You know? So, for this one guy to get killed the way that he did, and the other police officers stand around and watch, they're part of the
About
problem.
8 minutes and like 96 seconds.
They part of the problem.
8 minutes and 46 seconds, so that man couldn't breathe.
Come on, man.
And y'all said
Man, the
that
autopsy
including
report
the black
said it's
officers
coronavirus.
sat there and watched. So at the
Trying
end
to
of the day,
protect.
They trying to protect the police by saying it's coronavirus.
Yeah, they try to protect their own too.
Yeah.
As far as cops protecting cops.
Yeah.
Cops
but you
protecting
got the
cops.
ones that's scared to speak
Yeah,
up.
they don't want to speak out against their
They own
buddy or whatever you might call
Somebody
it.
that got
you know,
robbed in
They said they might
But
say
your
they
taxes
job
pay 'em.
for speaking up.
whoever it is on the force with them. But at the same time, when say the police come to your into your community and they get to asking you questions about this person over here, they want you to tell on them, right? But they won't tell on their own.
Right.
I don't understand that.
Because the only ones that know the
You won't
truth-
tell on yours, but you want me to tell on mine.
Right.
And then try to do something to us because we don't tell them ours.
Right.
You get harsh penalties. So what do y'all think? Okay, now what's our time?
28 minutes.
28 minutes. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up in a second. Cause this all been good points. So what do y'all think about the comparison of the Shannon and Christian Newsom trial versus the Black Lives Matter? Like how they keep bringing up that these 4 black monsters killed.
Trial versus this
Yeah, because it's
trial
been a
with the police.
comparison. Keep being comparison.
The Newsom and all that trial, they actually had people go to jail. They didn't treat the situation no different than if anybody would have did.
But they
You
try to
know?
get them death penalty.
Yeah, they tried to hang on them. Over here,
They're fighting to not
most of
go
the
to
time
jail.
when the police do something similar or just like that, what they do is they get a paid administrative leave or something like that, or they get sent home. Most time they get paid leave. Why are you getting paid and you just
Go
get
through
this?
trial.
Or even
They
if
don't
they
become guilty and then they can come back to work.
See what I'm saying?
So why don't you think they punish the police officers the way they punish regular civilians? Is it because they signed the oath?
Because they 80% the government.
No, they feel like they was trying to do their job properly, but they overdo their job instead of doing it the right way. They add extra force instead of what they really supposed to do.
So,
And it's all connected. It goes from the police department to the courthouse to the Supreme. It just it's all
They
together.
all the same.
It's all one system, all one process.
Saving their own.
Right. So this is the question we're going to end on, guys. If you could ask the cop any question, what would you ask him?
Why does on the flag the red and blue mean freedom, but on the police car it means different?
What do you mean on the police car?
You going to jail? You don't have no
I actually
rights.
had a cop say that it meant freedom on a police car. I'm like, so why do you turn them on when you taking somebody?
Yeah, because it's not.
I never get that.
You're not taking them in freedom.
Yeah, I'm gonna free you into this cell right here. I don't get it.
I don't think I ever read it in this.
They say
It is American though, if
They
you
say
think about
it's for
it.
justice
Yeah.
because they're stopping us from doing things for like they're pulling us over. They're stopping us from doing this and doing that.
So what
It's
if they
justice.
put one of them over?
I mean,
Okay, we
For
have
a brake
yeah.
light or something? Because you can't do that.
you can, but if you also read the 13th Amendment, right? See, it goes back to
I'm a
Reconstruction.
citizen of it.
I'm about to say it goes
Yeah.
back to Reconstruction. Reconstruction was the best period for black people. We had the most black people running the country at that time. And so they had to find another way to make us slaves again because just being honest, this country is built off slavery.
We know
We
that.
we talk about China, but this country is built on slavery. If you read the law, the only way though to legally make somebody a slave again is if they break the law. So you took all the people who were policing, because even the badge comes from the KKK, the star on it. You give them a badge and you say, now y'all a legal gang. And what we're going to do is we're not going to police y'all because we don't want y'all to feel uncomfortable. We want you to over-police them because we need this economy to keep going. So you arrest the same people you just free, but you make them think they're free, but they're really not. You give them just enough to make them happy. Like each generation, we get just enough so that we back off. So right now, we're going to get just enough so that they can shut us up. This can't keep going on. And because they're going to look bad. So right now, you're about to see a bunch of people switch up and swear that Black Lives Matter, who care nothing about black people.
Got the cops kneeling and everything.
Right.
So you're going to have to do what your granny taught you. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yeah.
It is time people just, even just like them, we want to be sleeps to the fact because we don't really want to believe people are the way they are. We don't want to believe that we signed up for a country, or not even signed up. We were born into a country that cared nothing about us and automatically from birth started counting on how many of us they can put in prison. They build prisons based off of babies being born.
Preschool to prison playground.
Yeah.
This was a good little session. FOA, okay. Next time, though, when we come, we're going to have some
We
food.
might have some
We're
food.
going to have some more members. So, yes, I'll put the flyer of the back to school drive at the end of the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and tell us what y'all think. Have a blessed day.